Hello everyone, and welcome to Tactical Sugar, a channel where I want to solve the problems that I find in Warhammer so that you don't have to, and share how I solve those for you. As a World Eaters player, I've gotten really good at abusing the charge, piling, consolidate, and fight phase. To do this, it requires like an intricate knowledge of the rules, and I want to share how I go about doing that. So in this episode, we're going to be looking at my game recently versus Necron Awakened Dynasty. This is midway through Battle Round 2. I believe I got first turn. He came and I put some spawn and stuff onto objective markers. The Necron's player contested me with some Wraiths. We're not going to look at this corner. But more importantly, he put this big Scorpec Lord here. And this Scorpec Lord's running solo. It's got a 4-up Feel No Pain. And it has already died once to the shooting of my 2 Land Raiders. So he's revived it, and it's got 4 wounds left. And now, if you know anything about Necrons, that's coming back to full strength in the next turn. And this bad boy is hard to deal with. It's something I need dead this turn so that I can deal with the Catan Shard and his other threats on the board. However, sitting behind the Scorpec Lord is Imitate the Stormlord, leading a squad of 10 Lich Guard. These guys, look, they're not the best unit or the most threatening unit in melee. However, if they're able to heroically intervene when I charge the Scorpec Lord, while I'll still kill the Scorpec Lord, that's giving him a lot of kills in my turn, which I really can't afford. And if we check out that 6-inch range, you'll see that if I base the Scorpec Lord when I make my charge with Khan the Betrayer, then he will be allowed to heroically intervene me, without a doubt. It's 6 inches basing in, I'm within that 6-inch range. But if we also look, this is what I noticed in the game, is that the Scorpec Lord's engagement range is actually just outside of that 6-inch range. Now, for a charge move to be successful, you need to have finished that move with an engagement range of every unit you target. If you successfully do that, the charge move is successful. In addition, if possible, you must also base the models. But you don't have to base. The charge won't be unsuccessful if you don't base. So, looking at this situation, I had to think of a way that would let me fight the Scorpec Lord without incurring the wrath of Imitate the Stormlord and his 10 Lich Guard. So what do I do? Well, I do this a lot in my pile-in moves, especially with pile-in 6 inches, is that you don't actually have to base models if you would break coherency. So that gave me an idea of how can I make sure I'm not breaking coherency by bending here. So if I were to base, I would break my coherency in the unit. Well, I've got 1, 2, 3 units as targets of the charge. So first thing I did is that I charged the party truck in just to get it in and create and use up some space. And then I declared a triple charge on the Scorpex, the Canoptic Scarabs, and the Lord. Now let's just I think I rolled a 7. Well, there you go, it's right there. Bang on average, we love that. So it took a bit of finagling, but first thing as I did is I sent as many guys as I could over this way. And effectively, I want to think about it this way, is that I want Khan to finish here. Now, if I were to move him right now, like I would be allowed to go there and the rest of the models would do that coherency stuff. So 1 Colm Berserker goes into here to base the Scarab Swarms, because I have to, if the party truck gets out of the way. Now, this guy needs to be within range of 2 models, and Khan the Betrayer over the wall won't count. So I'm going to have model on this side. Let's check that coherency range. It's outside range, so I'll actually need him on this side. Same thing with this guy. This guy will need to be on this side. Then this guy's going to have to go over here. Let's check that 2-inch range. Looks like I'll be able to go to there. So around here, here, and something like that. So you'll see that in order to keep coherency, let's check those ranges. 2.1. So I'll just have to move him a bit that way, him like that, him like that. Now I'm keeping all my coherencies, but if I were to base, I would break coherency. I would only be within range of him and not him, and therefore Khan would be breaking coherency of the unit. So therefore, Khan goes to here. Now, yes, I'm still in the threat of the Scorpic destroyers heroically intervening. However, if they heroically intervene, either A, I could just charge them with my 8-bound, or I could charge my 8-bound in these Scorpic destroyers, like so. They would mop up that unit. They're already wounded. And then these Calm Berserkers can go and kill those Scorpics. And I only need Khan to kill this Scorpic Lord. I think my blessings this turn were sustained hits and devastating wounds versus infantry. So Khan Lord through that 4++++. So that is how I got around a heroic intervention. Now I don't know if I would have lost the game if he had made this heroic intervention, but I'm pretty damn sure that if that unit was engaged with me right now, takes me off the objective, he scores that objective marker in his turn, it's not good. It's definitely not looking good. Mo and these 10 Zerks, they're going to pick up those Wraiths. I'm now clearing out 1, 2, 3, potentially 4 units, depending if I think I ended up charging these guys backwards because I didn't want to. I definitely should have gone that way. But, live and learn. Yeah. So that is how I got around heroic intervention.